All
All right.
right.
Today we are live, interrogation in progress. We are at Music Planet Radio and we are here with Donna and Jim. Oh, he's got a serious face on today.
I do.
So, what topic are we here to discuss with such
We're going to talk
seriousness?
about Cancer Can Rock. We're going to talk about how Loudness helped us very much in the last 6 years. Our foundation is a foundation that helps musicians with cancer fulfill a dream by coming into a recording studio, do a song, do a video, give it to their family, give it to their friends, regardless of what happens with their cancer. It's very simple. We're not trying to cure cancer. We're trying to give someone a beautiful day that's having a bad time.
I know, that is so awesome. So we are here in the studio of Music Planet Radio, which is kind of, an appropriate setting. It definitely works. We have the music background. So I know Jim for quite some time, and we've chatted before, but why don't you tell everybody else what kind of brought you to this journey?
Okay, well, I am a music producer and I have been for 30 years. And 2001, I was diagnosed with brain cancer and given a year to live.
Take that.
Yeah. So literally driving back from Duke University after maybe 9 or 10 years, I was like, I need to do something that helps people, because you get to that point in your life, at least I did, where it's like, what I'm doing it's noise. I need to do something that helps somebody. So I said, what can I do? And I said, well, I can do this. And I came up with this idea, and I had no idea how to start a foundation or run a foundation. And I ran into Bruce Parker, who had friends who had foundations, and had meetings, and they said, just do it. It will work. And we did. We just started, got our 501c3 very
How was
quick.
that? Was that hard?
Not for Bruce. Bruce put it in, and we had it in 6 months, which is very quick.
Okay.
And then Bruce moved, and then Rich Forson came in, and I'm not very organized. I can produce music, put on shows, do all of that kind of stuff. But as far as where things are stored, where legalities, taxes, all of that, I'm horrible, self-admitted. Even in file sharing in this world, where I'm like, where did I leave that file? Anyway, so I'm not good at that, but I'm good at creating music, putting the tracks together, working with musicians is what I love to do. What was the question?
I had asked if the 501c3 was hard. That's where I took you off topic.
Okay.
I had originally asked what started, and you said you've essentially kicked cancer's ass. Yeah. Are you officially cancer-free? Do you ever get that marker? No?
No, but I have, I'm 99% clear. So
what does it take to get 100?
they would have to find no trace.
And there's still a little bit in there?
Yeah.
Is it in your brain?
Yes.
Am I asking too many questions?
No.
Okay.
But it's an area in my brain that they feel like if they biopsy it, that would actually
Be worse.
be worse.
Okay. And they just watch it?
They watch it every year. I go to Duke. I get an MRI and I do all the stuff. And literally, my doctor just probably 7 or 8 years ago goes, you're 99% in the clear. And I said, well, I'll take that as remission. And he said, no, you can call that remission. That's fine.
Okay. Did they originally do surgery?
They just did radiation.
Okay.
Radiosurgery is what they call it, and chemo.
Okay.
So 3 years of chemo and 3 months of radiation, I guess, is about what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I was fortunate enough to survive and then get this foundation started and keep working, because I actually like working. I actually worked with your son, 8 years ago?
That was a long time ago. You worked with Andrew. Yep. He's coming up for Christmas. So we're going to see him on you have to come to my house, both of you, on the 23rd. We have a Christmas party. Andrew will be there. I asked him to play. He used to be my in-house artist all the time. Right. And then suddenly he's too good for his mom.
Right.
So he's only promised me 1 or 2 songs. He won't actually play my party unless I pay him, which I think is crap.
Well,
but
tell him to pay him, but he owes you $18,000 for the food that he.
At least that was just 1 year of his teenage life. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Still paying it off.
If I do that, I'll bring my son and he'll play a few songs.
Excellent. That would be awesome. We can have everyone playing music in my house. That'll be good.
Yeah. So we did, just started it. We're, I think, on our 20th artist now. We're starting to grow a little more. Each year has sort of been an exponential climb up as far as everything. Well, unfortunately, with that comes we need to raise funds to match all of those. So one thing I do want to discuss is just trying to get, if anyone is interested in being a corporate sponsor or personal sponsor, we do have very low
sponsorship entry,
sponsorship programs, and things like that. It's just
well, I see you guys all over Loudon. I want to know how you got tied in with Jim as well, but we see you guys all over Loudon. Cancer Can Rock, you're at Spanky's.
We're at Spanky's a lot, twice a year. Stephanie Green puts that show on for us twice a year, and they've just been beautiful. They just have been. Asmi is the owner, and he's been. I've never been in a venue where not only does the club not take a percentage, but he actually writes me a check at the end of the day to the foundation from him personally.
Oh my goodness!
So that's like
I've never.
Every time you build a club, it's a percentage versus the door, blah blah blah, and he never has to deal with that. We also do a lot of these things. We call them ride-alongs because we just go and set up our table.
Okay.
So we've done 2 or 3 at Tally Ho with different artists that play through there, and we're gonna have to cut this part.
Okay, we're just gonna move on.
No. It's been doing the shows there has been great, and we're again.
The shows are primarily your fundraising though during the shows, right? So the actual charity itself. Do you want to talk about this, or do you want Jim?
I can talk a little bit about the fundraising. Okay. I know, so part of the fundraising that we do in ride-alongs are when we get to go with an artist to a venue. And more often than not, Jim will get up and speak. We'll pass a bucket around. We sell some items like T-shirts and CDs from the artists we've worked with. And so we do get a good amount of money that way. Another way that we get funds is also through people's personal Facebook fundraising opportunities, like for their birthdays or for a special event. And the third way, Jim already mentioned, which is a sponsorship. And we have some different levels of sponsorship. We have some pretty amazing perks for a corporate sponsor. We're always looking to work with people to customize.
If somebody were interested in a corporate sponsorship, or if they had a place that they wanted to host an event, where would they reach out to you guys?
So www.cancercanrock.org. They can contact us through the Facebook page. They can contact me directly, and I can give you that information. Or Jim@cancercanrock.org.
Yep.
It's a lot harder because my last name's in there, and it takes forever to spell it.
So, Jim@cancercanrock.org. I can put it all together and put the right connections.
Okay. What? Now the people you help. Let's talk about that. What you're doing. So, how do you identify them? I know you're helping them basically fulfill a dream. Correct.
Well, it's been a strange evolution because I had several years ago we had well, I'll answer your question first. So we'll bring some in. They'll go to the website. They'll fill out what they have. They'll then once that part is vetted, then I will get a very rough recording of what they want to do.
Okay.
It could be just in a phone singing the song. It's okay. Whatever, the rougher the better. So that's how it gets started. And then we get the time scheduled, and I supply all the musicians. I supply the studio. If they're in other parts of the country, we will fly them in or go there. In the last 2 years, we've been to LA and Nashville doing projects. So however it needs to happen, we'll make it happen. That's the point being.
And it's their music that you're doing, their songs?
Yes, okay. That's what we prefer. Now, sometimes we've gotten a couple of maneuvers where we've bent that a little bit to make it happen, right? We're still about feeling good, right?
Right.
We don't like to be,
So you're giving somebody who's in a pretty bad spot for lack, and you're giving them hope and something to work on and something to focus on. I went
through it, right? I went through 2 or 3 years of mania, where it's just like, you don't know your head from your ass, and you're trying to figure out, throwing darts at things, trying to find an answer to help you. So I was just trying to say, let's just make a sane day for these people. Let's just make a day that they can come and forget they had cancer.
Right.
And one thing happened. We had an artist, Stuart Jewell, who passed away a few years ago. But at his service, I was at the service, and his wife came up to me and said that was the most beautiful day of his life. And I think I cried. I'm not sure.
I could cry just listening. So it sounds like a moment to cry. I got chills.
But I realized that I am now doing this the rest of my life.
Right.
And I would love to make it all I do, right?
Yeah.
Meaning it work that well. And that hopefully is the goal that in another 4 or 5 years, whatever it may be, I'm doing an artist a week. That's my dream.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes me extremely happy, and I feel like it does a positive inertia thing for who I'm working with. And that's it. We get a little older. We're trying to help. We're not trying to. I'm not that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy that's like, give me mine. No.
Yeah.
I want to help.
Yeah.
So that's in a nutshell what we do. But I think that people need to realize that we can do it anywhere.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We flew the Nashville artists. We flew in from Washington. We did another Washington artist. We flew them to LA. So we can make it work. We're talking about an artist in Boston now. I'm going up to Boston.
Is that the next project? Is Boston? About when will that happen?
Probably a couple months.
Okay. Do you release the music in any way, shape, or form when they're done?
It's on iTunes. There are hard copies and soft copies. So we're
Can
in the
you
process.
find it through your website if somebody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, cancercanrock.org.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of in the process of how we're going to set up the hierarchy of whether it's singles or albums or both, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So that's happening literally now. But you can go on.
Okay.
And you can YouTube as well. You can see the videos that we do with our artists. Right, you can see the interview. I interview the artist as well, just to talk about what they have.
I think the videos are great because they really kind of emphasize, the process the artist goes through and how meaningful these encounters are working with Jim, with you.
Right.
And you can find all that on our webpage as well.
When somebody comes in and when they're, they do a song and you put them out there, do you ever need? So I know you had said you needed volunteers. You needed help.
Yeah, so what we really need volunteers for is helping us spread awareness of our organization, because the more people that know about us, it also allows for artists with cancer to find us.
Right.
And then apply online through our website to do this, because really, our little tagline is, music lasts forever. It's a legacy, essentially.
Right.
And I think every artist at one point wants to be memorialized in a song, to leave their mark on the world. And so that's one of the reasons really what drew me to Cancer Can Rock is, I have a budding musician at home,
Mm-hmm.
and we were also touched by cancer through a childhood friend of my daughter's. And I found Jim just through Todd Wright and other connections that we have here in Loudoun County.
Yeah.
And, I volunteered for them, and then they kindly asked me to be on the board, and I support and love the work that we do. And you can see the instant results, through the family and through the artists that we work with. And I think there's something very fulfilling about that.
I'm getting chills just listening. I mean, just thinking about the impact that you have, the emotional impact and the energy that comes from that.
So we need other people to help us do this. So when we do these ride-alongs and we do these events, it's not just 3 of us or 4 of us doing it. We need to have a cadre of people to feel the same way about it as we do. And I think Loudoun County residents are so passionate and very giving of their time that we would love them to find us.
Right.
Okay.
Because we would love to have them.
So looking for people, are we looking for kids? Are we looking for adults? Are we looking for musicians?
Anyone.
Anybody with a heart?
Anyone with a heart. That's
Anyone with a heart.
Well put. We're doing the 26th and the 28th. They're further away. What we call a ride-along with Fighting Gravity at Norva. One's Richmond and help me.
Is it Norfolk?
Norfolk.
Yeah.
And that one's Norva, I guess. And the other one is my brain.
We'll come
Yeah.
back.
It should be on our website and on our Facebook
It
page.
is.
So there's 2 events later this month
Yeah.
Correct.
outside of the DC area.
Yeah, we
though,
do a
or
lot
just-
of events. We're starting to go a little bit outside the DC area, which is important
Purposely.
to us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
to spread the word. And
Yeah, and I'm fortunate. I have a lot of friends that are in the music industry, and I can mooch off them, for lack of a better word, right?
Uh-huh.
I can call, if Cowboy Mouth, they're playing in Louisiana to a good crowd. I can say, can we mooch off you for 2 days?
And they'll let you have a table and give you a mic for a few minutes. And
yeah. So we're developing more and more of that. Fighting Gravity is one of those. Fighting Gravity is a group I produced. I started 25 years.
I feel like I've heard of them. Should I have heard of them?
Well, how long have you been in this area?
Oh, in this area since Andrew was born, 23 years.
So, yeah.
Has Andrew played with them, maybe?
They were called Fighting Gravity, and they were called Boy Oh Boy before that.
I don't know Boy Oh Boy.
They're a ska, with Richmond back then. I think.
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Yeah. They were very big. I did a couple hundred dates a year, I think, back
in the day.
Time.
Yeah.
So they have a very hardcore following, but it's a dance. It's a good time. You're not going to go there for a intimate listening evening. It's more like
every concert. I think you should be on your feet. I have gotten in fights at concerts because I won't sit down. You
would be good at Cowboy Mouth because
I would be good at anything.
The Cowboy Mouth show that I did at Tally Ho for Cancer Can Rock was amazing. I became a huge Cowboy Mouth fan just from being there because the crowd just went nuts. And I think too, volunteers could get that opportunity to work with us. They get to see a free show and they get to help out a great cause.
Yeah.
It's win-win.
So if they want to volunteer, how do they do that? The same thing?
Yeah.
Just shoot you guys an email, or is there a calendar where they can say, I can do this event? Or
so they can go to our website for events. We also can get their information and send them a list of events, upcoming events. So Donna.Speckard, SPECKHARD at cancercanrock.org.
Okay.
And if you send an email through our website, I'm sure it'll find its way to me.
Okay.
And we'll be sure that we get them information and sign them up.
Do you need musicians to help with any of this, either who are putting on shows or to help with some of the recordings? Do you bring in other musicians?
Well, with the recordings, I use pretty much what I consider my wrecking crew.
Okay.
As far as outside shows, yes.
So anybody doing a show, if there's somebody.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, but we do better large crowds, obviously, and a little bit of an older crowd. I would say 35 and up.
Yeah.
Because they understand what cancer is.
Well, they've unfortunately probably been touched by it, and that could almost make me cry. And they have the funds available to help, or the time available to help.
And I'm not trying to make it all about that, but it is called a fundraiser for a reason.
Right.
And
I can totally see that. Younger crowds are.
I've done 3 or 4, younger group shows, and the result is a great experience, but the end goal of fundraising is a little bit tough.
Well, and I'm sure you could get a lot of enthusiastic support and energy from that, but it doesn't, when I was in my 20s, I was concentrating on putting a roof on my head and trying to figure out how to buy diapers for said child.
All understood. So, I'm at an age now where most of my friends and musicians that play are closer to my age, even if I produced them or not in the past. With Fighting Gravity, everyone's going to be over 40, at least.
Yeah.
Well, Dylan just informed me earlier this week that you're not old until you're over 80. So we're all young.
Okay, we're young.
So just keep rocking that one.
Excellent.
Yeah. No, I asked him what old was. He goes, you're not old. I'm like, how old is old? He's like, oh, you're not 80. And I'm like, okay. I go, what's old? He's like, 200. I'm like, Dylan, nobody's ever lived to be 200. But.
Well, I need to give up some joint pain then. Because at 55, it's like.
I don't want it.
I know.
Yeah, don't share it.
I would say though that any band that's a musician that's interested in helping out,
again,
we would definitely entertain listening to their thoughts and seeing if there was a way we could work with them. Certainly,
we're not. That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
The ones where we actually bring the full team out with shirts, everything else. We just have to be selective.
Exactly.
In a way that makes sense. But anyone that wants to do a show and just make our foundation a priority and make people aware
is good.
Totally about.
That's right.
Is good. Well, that is
again. I think one of the which you touched on. I think what I like about our foundation, probably the most, is the result is right there.
Yeah.
Right. Because I give to different cancer foundations, and I'm not against that, and by any means, but you don't see the result.
Yeah, I
typically.
mean, I still give a lot of my time to local organizations
Mhm.
and childhood cancer and things like that. But this really, really resonated with me because of like I said, the immediate results. We touch lives and you see it.
Well, music is powerful
Yeah.
too. Music is a powerful medium. I mean, it just is. With whether you're happy, you're sad, you're depressed,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
amount of energy in music is strong. So
We have a very awesome team of musicians and crew, staff, however you want to put it. So I a lot of times when an artist comes in, I actually have to kind of pump them up a little bit because they get nervous.
Mhm.
They don't want to talk about the cancer. I get it. But once they get in, it's almost immediate because it's just like, oh, everyone's just having fun and they're amazing.
that is the best.
And
Well, I hear you're pretty amazing to work with too, though. So don't fall short on that
but the that's one of the greatest comments is I literally talking years ago to the gentleman I was mentioning before, Stuart Jewell, who passed. He just said it was beautiful just to have a day where I forgot I had cancer,
That's amazing.
and that was like,
And that's probably pretty darn near impossible when you're going through it.
yeah.
I mean, I can't. So I have MS, and just about everybody knows. I was diagnosed in 2001, the same time.
What do you have?
MS, multiple sclerosis.
Yes, I do.
And I spent a long time in a wheelchair and all that. But the first few years, I was scared to death. It rocked my world. And it wasn't even going to kill me. This was just me. How do I raise my babies? How do I do this?
Right.
They're telling me I'm not going to be able to walk and carry things. That occupied so much brain space for so many years. I can't even imagine if there was, I mean, I had a different kind of life sentence. You know, I just had your life is going to be altered, which again, like you, we beat the odds. But to get a day off from that is just, I can't even feel human.
I mean, if it had been in that first 3 years for me, and someone came up to me and said, can would you be willing to do a song with us? And yes,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that. I wouldn't even think about it, removing a day of cancer, but that's been a pretty popular thread.
Yeah. I would imagine that would just be epic. Like I have chills every time I say it. I just think it's, I hear feet.
I hear little feet.
And we have Dylan.
Special guest.
Yes. What do you want? You have to say it on the camera.
Why?
Because why are you even here? Why aren't you in
He wants
school?
to find out more about Cancer Can Rock. See?
All right.
Do you know Jim made an album for Andrew? Did you know that? He's a music producer?
Yeah.
No, you didn't know that. What do you need, sweetie?
Can I have internet?
Oh, you should have internet on my phone. We're almost done. You lost it? Okay, what do you think of this wall?
Looks creepy.
Why is it creepy?
I don't know.
You thought it said great.
I know. I thought it was pretty cool. This is like behind the scenes in Surf's World. This is really cool, Dylan.
It's creepy.
It's creepy. Why are you in your pajamas?
Because it's awesome.
It's pajama
We
day.
want pajama day 24/7.
Yeah, we do. We do.
I almost wore my pajamas today. I was thinking it was a good idea.
It feels like snow out there, doesn't it?
It does, but it's supposed to rain. They said rain.
It's supposed to be warmer though, right?
I guess.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. I hope
Can
so.
I have internet?
Yeah, we're going to go in just a minute. Yes. Okay.
Can you get me internet?
I will. Okay. Are you all done? Life with a 7-year-old.
Don't you video me when I'm walking out the door?
It's real life.
It is real life.
This is,
It is.
yeah, real life.
Pointing the camera at Dylan, it's not scripted. It's not scripted. Well, thank you for sharing all this. So basically what we're looking for, upcoming events, we have this month, we have 2, one in Norfolk.
Yeah, one in Richmond, one in Norfolk.
Okay. And they're both on the website.
Yep, and then we'll have our spring Spankies show.
Okay.
I think it's March. I don't have the date in my head, but it's March.
It's in March.
In March.
Okay.
We'll probably.
And that's always a good time.
It is.
Mhm.
That's a fun time. Spankies is a fun event.
It really
does a
is.
great
We'll
job.
probably do some tally ho events, and then we'll probably do a couple other. I'm going to be reaching out to a couple of other venues, hopefully in the 300 capacity range,
Yeah.
somewhere in that range that we can work with. I'm doing Brightbox, which is Winchester. I don't know if that's loud or not.
That's not. You're over the mountain, but that's okay.
Close.
That's okay. It's close enough.
So that's sooner than later, I'm thinking.
Is that January?
January 4th
Okay.
at Bright Box Theater.
Okay.
See, I find out things new all the time
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You're just on the board. You don't need. You don't need to know anything.
Just go raise money. Do
Well,
something.
I won't be there, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and we are looking for corporate sponsors.
Always.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Always.
Okay, and is that an annual, monthly? How does that work?
So we can do sponsorships that are month to month, and then they get fabulous, fantastic perks to do so. And
Name a perk.
Name a perk. Some tickets to
Yeah.
the show
Yeah,
for
depending
their
on your levelship,
employees.
you get-
Okay.
And depending on the sponsorship, you can get VIP situations for
Yeah.
each show.
Some gear, some merch
Whatever
packs.
merch that we have.
Yeah.
We're setting up different things, possible in-house, in-home performance kind of stuff. So a lot of options there.
Okay.
Believe me, we can fit the perk to the sponsor
That's
level.
correct.
We can make.
I'm
it happen.
already wondering where can I go VIP?
There you go. CGNet, we're happy to have you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and we need people. We need to spread
Yeah,
the word.
We need bodies because honestly, to do what we do and to be able to get the word out and spread awareness, and we really need, it's always good to get money, but
Mhm.
we need bodies too to help us at these different events. And like I said, these events are fun.
Yeah,
I mean, they're a good time,
Yeah.
and we would like to do more of them.
right.
Well,
And so-
Rich, who's on our board, basically, when he came to see the first show, he was like, I would have paid $15 to see any of the artists that you had play.
Right.
And you had 4 of them up there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So for $15, I got a ridiculously amazing show.
A good deal. Right.
So I'm a little bit of a music snob, so I make sure the music is going to be there.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been around the block once or twice. All right. We don't need to break anything. All right. Well, thank you very much. Once again, phone number and website.
So the website is www.cancercanrock.org.
Mhm.
We're on Facebook, so you can find us on Facebook, Cancer Can Rock.
Mhm.
Jim at cancercanrock.org if you want to email. We're on Instagram, and we're on Twitter.
You're everywhere.
Yeah.
Or you can just reply to this and say you're interested in sponsoring, and we will hook you up.
You get a
Nice.
personal call.
A personal call.
Personal phone call from us.
And Dylan needs internet. So-
More importantly,
We're going to thank one more time Music Planet Radio for
Yay,
letting
thanks,
us.
sir.
Thank you, sir. He's in here somewhere. Here's a picture of him. Is that close enough?
you should
said-
make sure you get his CD wall.
I know. We're going to go get his CD while we're leaving the interrogation on progress. Dylan's telling me where he is. He's right in there. And we're just going to get this one wall in his house because it is so amazing. Do you see that? This wall right here. They're all CDs.
Wait.
Textured walls are in. What about a wall of CDs? And a cactus. All right, Dylan, say Merry Christmas. Say Cancer Can Rock.
Cancer can rock.
All right, give me thumbs up.